Good evening, everybody. I want to thank you for attending this free webinar tonight on the 5 deadly sins of e-mini trading. You're going to learn a lot. This is very much an educational next hour. I also want to thank Global Futures for hosting this, and also thank Online Trader Central for also hosting this and all their help. Let's get started. I want to introduce myself if you're not aware of my name or who I am. My name is Debbie Crawford. I happen to be the 2004 DTI Trader of the Year in the futures market, which I'm very proud of. I've been trading since 2002. I'm also a teacher of market profile on the ES using Market Delta's software. I'm also listed in several magazines and one book of Tom Busby's as a trader. And tonight you're also going to learn about having a plan, setting your stops, having a checklist, rules, emotions, how to manage your losses, volume, trade the trade like a pro, and how to stay out of trouble. Okay? I also have a 2-week class coming up. It's a beginner and advanced class on market profile, which I teach, and I also teach the 10 best trades. Along with that class, you get 10 free DVDs. You also get the worksheet each night, e-mini worksheet each night for the next 90 days, as well as the trading manual, and I teach every day for a couple of hours, and you're going to find it very, very beneficial. The cost of that class is $750. You can call my office and sign up and ask questions at 321-972-5519. You can also email me at tgtradergirl@gmail.com, and you can also visit the website. If you want to see, I post a blog as well, and sign up on the website for any newsletters or anything like that in the future. All right, tonight we're going to talk about all these words that have been posted. Trading rules, let the winners run, trading log, profit, do your homework, internet, brokers, don't chase the trade. Let's get started with the number one, I call it sin, that most people don't know or are not aware of, is not having a written trading plan. Too important, okay? When you have a written trading plan, you're going to list what your entries are, your exits, how to place your stops, how to scale, how many contracts you're going to be trading at any given time, the volume, the time of day you want to trade, very important. You must have a checklist for the day and go through that checklist, and you're going to find out after 30 days you're going to memorize that checklist every morning so you can stay on track. And follow your rules. There also should be some rules listed in your trading plan. So that's the number one rule, is not having a trading plan. I can tell you personally, I have a trading plan. It is a book, a binder. In the front of that binder, I list all my important telephone numbers, everything from my broker's telephone number to the cable department, who I have cable with. Any passwords I might need is all listed in that front book. Very important. Then I go into a written plan on how I enter and exit trades, as well as the end of the day. I always print out my trades, document them of what type of day it was, and file it in the trading book under that specific month that we might be trading in, like August, and this being August 26th, that trading plan would go in and be printed out for August 26th, And then at night, when you get an email from your brokerage account, you're going to print out what they have said you have done for the day, as well to match up what you have already printed out, and put that together, staple it and put it together. This makes it very easy also for your accountant to, if you've got to pay taxes quarterly. But anyway, that's one of my rules. Follow your rules. Stops, entry, scaling. We're going to talk about all these and more. Not trading with the stop. That's one of my number one pet peeves, is that I teach other traders all the time. And luckily enough for me, I've always been taught that from day one, which as the years go by, I find it more and more and more important, as always. Know your exit before you even enter a trade. I'm not a scalper, and I'll be perfectly honest with you, is when I'm getting into a trade, I'm looking at a trade that I've got to get at least 2 points out of the trade on the E-mini before I will even think about entering the trade. So that's why I say on here, know your exit before you even enter the trade. Keeps you out of trouble. Where's your stop? My stop on the E-mini happens to be a standard 2 points away from my entry. Okay, as soon as I entry. I have some rules on scaling. The scaling rules are, you're going to take, if you're trading 3 contracts, you're going to take 1 contract off at +1, the second contract off at +2, and you're going to hold the third for 10 points. And you're going to scale your stop as well. When you first enter the trade, the stop's going to be 2 points away. Okay? As soon as you can scale and take off that second contract, if you're trading 3 contracts, then when you take off that second contract, you're going to move your stop to break even. And then every 2 points the market moves up or down in your favor, you're also going to be moving the stop in the same direction. Okay? This is so the market can't hurt you. And the reason why it's so important to have stops is we're dealing with a new age of the internet and news and split-second news. Anything can come out at any given time during the day or at night. There could be a shooting, a new war started, a terrorism attack, anything that can move the market, any news like that that can move the market in a split second is the reason why you're always going to be trading with a stop. You want to be stopped out, okay? And so then you can focus on looking for the next trade. This is the other reason why that I think it's so important when we're wrong sometimes as traders, and we are going to be wrong sometimes as traders, is know that you're wrong, that you manage the trade properly, and it's time to look for the next trade. It frees up your emotions when you've got to stop in, all right? Know the trend and where the volume is. I always try to stay on the side of the trend and trade with the volume, which is so important because it means I have a whole lot of other traders that's trading the same area that I am. Trade what you see on the charts, not what you think is going to happen in the future. We're always trading on a footprint chart. I'm always trading off of a 30-minute and a 3-minute and a 1-minute chart off a market profile, which is so important. And I'm literally sitting there watching the charts and making sure things confirm before I enter a trade. I'm not going to guess and enter a trade. I also think it's very important that as part of your rules in your trading plan that I personally will only take 3 stop outs in one day, and then I know I'm done for the day and I have to walk away from the computer. You know, there's days that as a trader that for some reason nothing's going in your favor. That happens every once in a while. That's expected to happen. We're human. Walk away. That's why it's very important to understand you have a till number for a stop loss for the day. Meaning, if your stop loss till number happens to be that's the maximum that you want to lose, prefer not to lose, I would say, in any given day is maybe $200 or maybe more. Mine happens to be more. Then you've got to set a till number, and that's got to be in your trading plan. Very important. It'll keep your emotions out of your trading. I also have a 2-minute rule that I follow using a stop. And let me explain that to you if you've never heard of this. And I was fortunate enough to be taught this in a professional school environment years ago when I first learned how to trade. And that 2-minute rule perfectly means that once you enter a trade, you've got a 2-minute clock on that trade that you've got to be able to scale by 1 point and take off a contract or two, and also by another point on the E-mini and try to take off a contract or two. If by any means that you can't scale within 2 minutes, that's meaning the market is telling you this trade is not going in your favor, it's not looking right, it's not acting right, there's something wrong with the trade. Take your small losses here, try to get out at break even, don't wait for your 2-point stop. This also allows you to focus for the next trade when you can get out of a trade at break even. Okay? And here's the next flaw, I should say, is don't add to a losing trade. This is the number 3 deadly sin that I call it in E-mini trading, is never average down or average on any trade or average up on any trade. Okay, the reason I say that is because you don't want to add to already a losing position. It's only going to put you deeper in the hole. Once you're deeper in the hole, then that's when your emotions start kicking in again and thinking, oh my goodness, how in the world am I getting out of this trade with the least amount of loss? Well, the thing to do is take that loss on a 2-point stop and not worry about it so you can focus on. We are trained as traders to focus on the trade, to manage the trade properly so we can trade the next trade, okay? Get out of a losing trade as fast as you can at the minimum, like I said before, with your till number as well. Don't wait for a margin call, and I can talk to you about this, having experience in this. There's only one time in my life so far that I've ever had a margin call, and that wasn't fun. You have to wire your broker some money by the end of the afternoon to hold a position overnight because you're so deep in the hole on a position. That's not good. Now, I am of the philosophy is I like to sleep at night. I don't want to be worried about the market and holding positions overnight. So that's the reason why I don't hold after 4:15 each day when the E-mini closes, is because there is plenty of time and plenty enough opportunity during a day session or early morning to be able to get on and look at a trade and to be able to make some money. I also have a philosophy that, you shouldn't overtrade. If you're taking more than 6 trades a day on the E-mini, that's over trading. You're not doing yourself any good. And cover up your profit and loss box on your trading platform. Okay? This happens to be the number 4 biggest mistake that people commonly make in trading, is they're sitting there trading and watching the money on your P&L, which is your profit and loss box on your dome, and they're not trading the trade. They're not even looking at the charts. They're not even aware if there is a trade coming up, or if you're in a losing trade, sometimes they're just so frozen and focused on the money that what it's doing is it's detaining you from actually making a very profitable trade, or if you're in a profitable trade, you should be managing that trade properly, meaning move your stops, or it's time to take profits. Okay, so and you're going to find out more often than not that when you do cover up your profit and loss box on your trading platform, which thank God from the day one I've had to do that on my trading platform. It takes the emotions out of trading. You're sitting there and you're trading the trade. And you're going to find out the money's going to be there at the end of the day for you. I've commonly had several students in the past call me up and they'll say, Debbie, I just need to have you teach me to make $200 a day, or $500 a day, or maybe it's $1,500 a day. And one of the first things I say to them is, if you're going to listen to me and if I'm going to teach you how to trade, you've got to cover up your profit and loss box. Once they do that and they realize they're sitting there and they're taking trades and they're focusing on now trading and not the money is there at the end of the day. And they often call me up after 7 weeks, and I'm always so glad and grateful to hear that they're doing so well. And they'll say, thank you, Debbie, for making me realize that, hey, this was one of my biggest mistakes, is not covering up the profit and loss box. Now I'm sitting here trading the trades every day, and I'm so surprised that I'm even up more money or even made more money than I needed to make in any given day. So I'm always excited to hear that they are now focused on trading the trade. And you got to trade what you see in front of you, not what you think is going to happen in 5 minutes or in 10 minutes, all right? So always remember the money's going to be there, but cover up. And it's so simple to do. You take a little yellow sticky every day, and if you happen to have a flat screen, put it up there on your trading platform where it says P&L, and that covers it up for the day, and only release it and take it down at the end of the day at 4:15 when you're done trading. The fifth mistake that so many people make is they don't do their homework. And the general public seems to have this philosophy, which is quite wrong, that traders don't have homework. We absolutely do. I don't care if you're managing a hedge fund or a mutual fund. So, yes, I would say we all have homework. The experts have homework each night. They're looking at what the earning ratio is on a particular stock, if they need to do options on a particular stock, if when the reports come out on a specific stock. Okay, so the same thing with us. Even though that we're S&P traders, we need to know what times those reports come out in the morning. We also need to know if there's any special speakers during the day, like Mr. Bernanke, that happens to move the market, or the President of the United States, which he's a market mover as well. Any crucial, damaging TV news that might have just came across. Any news at all that happens to be bad or good is going to move the market. Okay? Stay in touch with your emotions. This will help you stay in touch with your emotions. Meaning, if you think you're going to have a bad day, don't even try to attempt to be a trader that day. Wait till the following day. There's always going to be trading the next day or the following day. Wait till the following day where you're in a better mood. Maybe you just came back from the dentist and you didn't feel well. Maybe you need to clean off some paperwork off your desk before you start trading. Don't trade on emotion. We deal with, as traders, of being fearful sometimes of a trade because we're not feeling good. We often get greedy when we're in a trade if we're not feeling good. So that's part of the emotions that I wanted to talk to you about, is making sure your emotions are intact every day as well. To understand, hey, should I be trading today? Do I need to worry about a doctor's appointment, or do I need to finish off my errands, or whatever, is don't let the outside world come into your trading. Be free of that. And it's also important, especially in my trading plan as well. I have rules in my trading plan, and it's very important for me to follow my rules. And some of those rules happen to even be on my checklist. I have a written, typed out checklist that I go over every morning, and it asks, it has to do with market profile. And it has to do with, are we trading inside previous day's value? Are we outside previous day's value? Are we making a higher high from yesterday? Are we making a lower low? What was previous day's close? So there's many things that need to be on your checklist. That's another reason why I happen to do an e-mini worksheet every night that I put out to my students. And you can order this worksheet. You don't have to take a class from me. This worksheet is $95 for 3 months subscription. And it has everything on that worksheet, from where the singles are, where the gaps are, the reports, what the Sunday night opening print was. There's so much that I teach that goes also on that worksheet each night to get everybody prepared for the following day. So do your homework. It's so important. So, as we're going to go over this again, not having a trading plan is number one. Not trading with a stop is number two. Number three, cover up that P&L so you're not trading the money. Number four, don't add to a losing position and average down or up. And number five, please do your homework, which I teach. So coming up again, and I actually start this class tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. So you can call my office to register, 321-972-5519, and be more than happy to talk to you about this class. It's on the 10 best trades of market profile, basic and advanced market profile class. I want to thank everybody for attending. I also want to thank again Global Futures for putting on this seminar, and also to Online Trader Central for hosting it. I love questions. I'm one of those traders and teachers that I often talk to students and new students that call me up and ask me questions. No question is ever stupid or ridiculous. I answer all my questions is given to me because I love talking to people to find out where they're at in their trading. So as we're ending this webinar tonight, I want to thank everybody again for attending. I know you've learned something today. If you can even walk away with one thing that you've learned, even if you've been a trader for a long time, I'm greatly appreciated that you have learned something. And for some of you that are just getting started into trading for the first time, I'm sure you've learned a lot. And I'm also one of those teachers. I love having new people that want to learn and get excited about their trading and excel in their trading when they take my classes. So remember, also there's more to life than just trading. You've got to have a balance between trading and doing other things as well. Family's so important. Having outside other activities as well. But anyway, as I close tonight, I want to thank everybody again for coming, and God bless, and have a wonderful trading adventure in the future.